This is Gary Butterfield.
This is Cole Ross.
And this is Monster in My Podcast.
And this, sadly, is the end of BeholderFest.
There's a monster in my podcast.
Until next year.
Well, yeah. Well, until we get to Spelljammer, like we're gonna do deep dives on this shit.
I mean, even if this show runs for a year and we get to when this came out last year, like these weeks are BeholderFest. And if we had to dip into a new manual just temporarily, like we've already broken the chronology. BeholderFest once a year. BeholderFest 2016. Yeah. Because otherwise we're not going to get repeat customers. It's like Shrimp Fest or like, Lobster Fest.
Right.
We have to get BeholderFest it's our brand.
Yeah.
Like the Watcher.
Yeah. The Watcher. The Watcher is my favorite illustration of all of these.
Okay. He's good.
Yep. He's pretty good. So he's an orb, but he's kind of oriented differently, right? He's got 3 big eyes instead of stalks, and they're kind of just arranged radially around his circumference. He's got this like little ineffectual tentacle that comes out from the bottom of like,
yeah, it lets him kind of scoot around.
Yeah.
I like the idea of him levitating and him pulling himself around like I do when I'm in a swimming pool. That thing where you just put your legs up in the air and kind of like pull yourself sideways.
Yeah.
That's like, it's weird. That's probably the closest I ever feel to being a beholder.
Yeah, that's why you do it every day.
Yeah.
Nobody understands. Nobody understands your beholding pool.
It used to be a reflecting pool, but I rebranded it when I decided to pretend to be a beholder inside it.
Oh, and your dream is to do this in the reflecting pool in front of the Lincoln Memorial.
If I can't be a beholder, at least once in my life, I'd like to give birth to a beholder.
Yeah.
Can I have one of those two things? Fucking God, Jesus Christ!
If you want me to believe in you, God.
Yeah, short list of demands.
Gary, you're a beholder kin, other kin.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. I just want to be a. Even though, like, if any Wishmasters are listening, please don't grant that wish. I just had this thought of like the horrible short story where I go to the bathroom and birth a beholder out of my penis.
Like you're passing a stone.
Yeah,
see, I figured it would be like your head would come off and start floating, and just like your eyes would fuse together like Sonic's.
Now I'm into it again. And then the headless Gary just kind of like walks around doing a crude approximation of what regular Gary tried to do.
Yeah, because of like running into more walls.
Yeah, running into walls, and then like watch out for fireballs would just be like Dark Souls! Dark Souls! That's a noise that's coming out of his butt, I guess, in that case, because he doesn't have a head.
God knows we talk out of our butts enough, right?
Zing. Duck zing.
Duck zing. I love that the Watchers they're like scouts.
Oh yeah.
But they're very cowardly.
Every other like entry in this book like just has one that sometimes they're scouts or sometimes they're big versions.
This is extreme over specialization.
Yes, it is a feast for the brain and the heart. And what I love about the excess of this is that so we've gotten to the end of the entry for Beholder and Beholder Kin, you think, but then there's these little 1-sentence postscripts. It's like there's a little line that's like beholder races are not limited to the ones that are presented here. The plastic nature of the beholder race allow many mutations and abominations in the breed, including but not limited to.
Well, let's make sure, because there is like the a la carte. They're just beholders that can have whatever spell you want on their eye stalks. Like, let's not end with that wet fart. Okay.
No. Yeah. Exactly. So so that's true. Beholders you can just switch out spells like crazy. Doesn't matter. And the beholders that have those different spells get, kicked out of bed. Like, you can cast tongues instead of comprehend languages. You're out. It's
fuck you. Go home.
Yeah, these guys. Same basic spells. But these guys are all pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
So beholder mages, since the main beholders have an anti-magic thing, these blind themselves and learn to cast spells.
I love that. I just love the idea of like flying into a torchiere or a sconce.
Yeah. Damn it.
Thunk.
I like the idea of them wearing like one gigantic circular sunglass, like John Lennon style Matt Murdock blind glass, which is like a Matt Murdock monocle in the middle.
Yeah. Or just wearing like a completely black beholder contact lens.
I'm into that too.
Yeah.
Elder orbs, which
godlike intelligence and power.
Yes. Like, who wrote this? Like the person who wrote this likes beholders as much as I do, but has exactly zero sense of an irony. Like, because like I'm into like a god beholder, but like you have 2 other entries for like all-powerful controlling beholders.
Yep. These ones specifically, they can create and control death tyrants, which I don't understand why that wasn't just a sub-entry under death tyrants. Like, and this is where they come from. There are like no stats for this either.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah. we should mention these are all one sentence. It's just like, hey kids, your beholder fun doesn't have to end today. Like you can go and create, like, here's some ideas for creating your own beholders.
Did you know you can make a bird feeder out of a pine cone? Also,
Yeah,
also the Orbis is a stunted beholder.
Yeah, poor Orbis.
Yeah.
The after the Orbis, so he's a stunted, like pale, milky white beholder. But they're supposed to be really magical, which like we just had a beholder mage. God damn it, guys.
Yep. But like just contradictorily, their anti-magic eye is the only eye that they have left. So they have to get rid of their only physical
advantage? Or they can only cast spells behind them. Or something. The anti-magic eye, like it's just really they're
it's like
just
a more dangerous boo.
Yeah. Whoa, yeah. That's pretty good. The Doom Sphere is a ghost beholder that is created by magical explosions.
I want more context for that. Give me 7 pages.
This is literally, there are 9 words in this sentence or so. That's the entirety of the Doom Sphere. A ghost-like undead beholder is created by magical explosions. The end.
You ended on the most interesting part.
Yeah, with nothing, and just like, okay.
Was it quitting time?
Yeah, well, it wasn't, because then comes the what is it? The
Kasharin.
Kasharin, an undead beholder that passes on the rotting disease which killed it.
That is almost as interesting as the Doom Sphere.
Yeah, what is happening, guys? Like, did you literally just I just imagine one guy just being a huge beholder advocate and then just being like, listen, you can only have 7 pages for this. Like, what do you want? And then maybe it's the guy who wrote the All Beholder book, which I have not read, but am going to. It's kind of expensive. I Tyrant, which is like the big guide to beholders.
I, Tyrant.
Yep. Yeah,
that's pretty good.
It's pretty good. The Axe Streeter is an abomination that is a great boulder-like beholder without eyes.
Why is it a beholder?
Like, you just described a boulder.
It's a living boulder. Come on.
Yeah, like a boulder is a boulder-like beholder without eyes. Your over-the-shoulder beholder holder. Yeah, I'm gonna start calling bras that.
Yeah. I'm gonna start calling nipples eyes.
Oh geez. And then finally there's Gorble.
Hi, I'm Gorble.
Hello. I've got some bad habits.
They are clawed beholderkin that lack in magic, but have a nasty habit of exploding when attacked. So they're bombs.
Yeah. They're like Final Fantasy bombs. Yeah. And then that's Gorble, and those are beholders.
I'm really looking forward to. I hope that these guys pop up in a different book.
Oh, beholders?
No, I mean not beholders. Specifically like this set. Yeah, no, the X-Men, the new class. Yeah,
the new mutants. Yeah, I want them to as well. I want more information on them. They're probably like one-line little things from old Dungeon magazines, if I had to guess. But I don't know, because this book does not explicitly gather together material from those magazines like some other guides do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll tell you what. I mean, I'm looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to BeholderFest 2017. So,
yep. So let's go out and start looking for other beholders we can gather up.
I'm gonna buy that iTyrant book like right after this.
Brought to you by our backers at patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv.